way we can actually try and generate some income. But the problem is that everybody in this room, I'm guessing, is guilty of it. If something can be delivered on the internet, we expect it, as users, we expect it to be free. And that applies to music, words, vision, film. If it can be delivered online, we want it for nothing. And how do we find a way of, I think there is a way, I'm not pessimistic about it, but I think it is the challenge that we've all got to face. How do we find a way of making this pay?
Collaborating could be a good means. Garance Doré, she's a blogger and she collaborates now to Vogue Online. She does consulting. She collaborates with the Gap doing t-shirts, collector t-shirts, because she's also an illustrator. So and I think that, well, she does many things. She was shooting also. She filmed Dolce & Gabbana and some other brands because she's multitasking and multi-talented. But I think that focusing on only a blog, or it's really hard for any kind of blogger to find out how would I say, a single solution. You have to merge and to collaborate. Otherwise, well, it's still very hard. And advertisers also are offered lower costs, lower costs and lower commercial propositions. So they won't, it's not the same. They won't pay as much as they should for printed magazines as well. So it's a bit paradoxical, because printed and also blogs or online magazines are, how would I say, merged, because they want, if there is a decrease in sales, is it the right word, in ad sales? Well, it will affect both online, print, and even bloggers. So
you've touched on something really interesting there, which is almost the production of products that aren't publications, whether online or offline, but are associated with things. I mean, we've recently just seen Monocle men's magazine opening their Hong Kong office, supposedly off the sale of Monocle tote bags. What do you think about, I guess, either blogs or magazines becoming a full brand? Is that the way that it's going to go?
I think with blogs, you're talking about individuals here. They're not one methodology can be applied across the whole blogosphere. Each, you're still talking about a handful of individuals. There will be, a certain number of bloggers that will have a brand. I think Garance Doré is a perfect example. She, at the moment, she is a brand, and she's being used across a number of different, in different ways. And actually, I think in some cases, once you start applying, methods of branding to a blogger, that in some ways it can be detrimental.
Do something and do something well, but don't try and put your finger in every single pie. You're just going to fail.
Do you think that's an easy way to very quickly lose your integrity as a...
I think so. I love magazines, and I loved it when it first came out, and I loved what he did before with Wallpaper magazine and things like that, But it was, it was a step to do bicycles and do, nice little kind of canvas rucksacks and things like that. But then to kind of have 10 different perfumes and things like that, and loads of your own shops, it's over egging it. And I think we all have some intelligence and all know that that's not actually possible.
That said, it can be done, really well. I love the Fantastic Man perfume collaboration.
Yeah, I think that's a bit, that works more.
Yeah, that works as a singular product, and it's not that it's widely available. But it works for them as a publication.
The idea that blogging is a source for the unvarnished truth, a place where you can go and you can hear someone's views, and they are they're unconditioned by a magazine editor trying to sell advertising space. I think that's the best thing that blogging has done. It's encouraged free speech.
How do you all feel about the rules and regulations that are imposed on blogging? Because at the moment, as far as I'm aware, there isn't
I think it's an important thing to say in that case, and the reason is this guy Rod Liddell, you know, if we believe in free speech, then he should be allowed to say it. But he chose to do it at a blog which is not an independent blog. He did it on the was it the Spectator? The Spectator, right-wing magazine. He did it on the Spectator. So it comes under the publishing umbrella of a periodical that you can buy in a shop round the corner. So I think it's an important difference. And I don't know who it is is it the Press Council, whoever's gone after him have said if it was a standalone blog and he said it in that, they wouldn't do it. It's because he's governed a blog that's governed. The blog that's issued by a magazine is governed by the Press Council rules.
Does anybody think that's right, wrong? Should he have been?
I think there needs to be some kind of limitations and things like that, because you know it can get out of hand and people can start doing quite nasty stuff on there. So it might need some limitations. But it's quite fun at the moment that you can kind of if you use somebody's music and you do this, and it's about doing it in a polite way without taking it too far. There's always somebody that takes it too far and ruins it for everybody else, and that's obviously what's the case of what's happening.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say actually. But anyway, well, it depends on your interest as well. So, for instance, if you might not even know about it because it's not your interest, so you're not going to see or to read this kind of blogs either. So sometimes it's like a self-regulation as well. But of course, about fashion, I like what Dolce & Gabbana said about blogs somewhere, I don't know. But I have to think about it because it comes to me in French. Sorry. It's like if you can't control it, you might have to learn to deal with it, something like that. So and the blogs will multiply anyway, and so I don't know if a regulation will be efficient because.
Too many.
Yeah, too many.